Give me a second, y'all. I'm trying to grab some information for this conversation because it seems like I need to go back to the beginning of my education, my education, okay? My teachings. It seems like we need to go back because we do have some new people here on YouTube who's only been here. They'll say they old and then they'll start talking about they came about in 2020. Now, essentially, I guess in their mind, they've been here a very long time. Um, and they'll say that, things like when they got here on YouTube, this sector didn't exist. And I'm like, well, if you're talking about since 2020, baby, this sector been up and popping for a long time. But anyway, I digress. We ain't on that. We ain't on that. That's me being messy. And that may come later. That probably will come later, actually. Y'all know that already. Mom gonna try to do some education before she get messy. Now, normally I usually just get straight to the messiness, straight to the messy, baby, straight to the messy. But I decided I'm gonna go back and do a little education first. Education, baby, education. Okay, because I think that education is important. I think it's very difficult when I get on panels and you know, so I've educated. I used to educate in the beginning, and all of the manosphere knows me, right? They knows me. They listen to my education, and that's why they couldn't actually like go against me in essentially, right? They would ask the question, I answer the question, right? Whatever question they ask, I give it to them like it is. Now the problem came when I would ask them a question, right? Because they couldn't dispute my answer. They couldn't dispute my answer. The only thing they could resort to is insults while they were following me. And by the way, they were actively following me. See, you got to understand that some of these niggas, I understand the newbies when you believe certain things that people put out here, right? You know what I don't understand? The ones who put the information out. Um, we know that they are liars, right? We know that they're liars. For those who know, those who don't, like I don't give a shit. Right? They want to talk about looks and things like that. These be some of the most unattractive people on all levels. But hold up, y'all. Because oh, damn it. Did I get it? Y'all, man, I'm going to tell you. I hate when I see a mosquito in my house because that motherfucker going to eat me up. I saw him, but I couldn't get him. I was looking at him. I was looking at him over there. I was like, I got to go get him. I got to go get him. So I was sneaking over there, tiptoeing. And right when I got there, the motherfucker flew away and they get invisible. they get invisible when they get in the air. Okay. Um, damn. Anyway, so this is the thing, right? The manosphere, the black manosphere, when I speak about the black manosphere, I'm talking about the men who we rarely ever hear anymore. The actual manosphere, black manosphere, do they still exist? Do they still matter? Are they important enough for me to continue talking about every day? And I think not. I determined that um, about a year ago, right? I determined that. And so I kind of just kind of fell off and don't really have anything to talk about because, see, I understand that something that is dying off, if I continue to talk about them daily, I can resurrect them motherfuckers, right? I ain't trying to give them no breath to no mouth to mouth, kissing them on their mouth to resurrect them. I'm not trying to pump them on their chest. I kicked them when they were down, right? The death of Kevin Samuels, and we women, because we are fucking smart. See, these men are dumb as hell. Now, I don't mean to be mean about that shit, right? But as a collective, as a collective, black men don't know how to come together in a movement. Like, I don't know if y'all just don't know how y'all claim, like these men are claimed that men are best friends and women are so much against each other. Nah, see, the thing is, we women, we most of us have an understanding. There is an understanding. And the understanding is, hey sis, we out in this world. You go get yours, I'm gonna get mine. And we might end up um battling each other. And I'm not talking about fighting or anything like that. But the truth is, when we go to the clubs, if you're single and you're going out and you're actively looking to date, right? There's gonna be a lot of us gonna say we don't I'm not going out, I'm not going against no sister, I'm not battling, I'm not this, I'm not her competition, I'm not competing. Well, you may not know you actively competing, which makes you kind of dumb as hell. Now, this is the thing, though. This is the thing. If you already have a man, you already in a relationship, are you content in not being in a relationship, then you aren't actively competing, right? You personally aren't actively competing against anybody. And I understand that mentality, right? Like for instance, I have not been out there actively competing with anyone for 30 something years. And yet, and I'm talking about for a man, right? I'm talking about for a man. Now I don't know why um when these men start talk about women, they don't like each other. And then they start saying that you know, that we compete. And then when they pull up a video, a woman could be actively talking about other things than just relationships for a man. We talk about jobs and everything. She's not just competing with fucking women, she's competing with men too, because she's competing out in the world. But these men will spin it. They're gonna spin it. And they're gonna make it seem like, I don't think you women like each other. In fact, y'all hate each other. And nothing, they can't prove that we hate each other. What they could prove is that shit, I don't like who I don't like. And or I don't love who I don't know. And I have an understanding that just like you men compete, these men will swear up and down that he got a B is wanna play basketball. We good. And I'm like, nigga, that's why you failing. You go out there and play basketball with them white boys. You possibly could win on that basketball court cause he not your boy. But don't go in that boardroom with his ass. In fact, you can't get in that boardroom with him. Don't go to that job thinking, oh, this is my white friend. We play basketball together. We good. Don't go to the job trying to get the same job he trying to get and thinking that's your boy. Y'all, they act like children. The conversations be very juvenile. The questions be juvenile. So anyway, and then I feel like because of the education, because of the conversation, the women can tend to, because we do have some women, and I don't know. Like I just was over there. I found a channel through a channel. I'm gonna be honest. Like recently, I found somebody's channel. I don't even know who it was, right? Because and then when I looked to see who she was subscribed to some of y'all, right? So I stumbled on y'all channel. I didn't even know Reese had a channel. I stumbled on her channel, and then through her channel, I saw somebody else's channel, and I ended up on this one lady's channel. Now I'm not trying to be messy, but it's a few of them who I've been on panels with recently, who are kind of like their mammies, right? They pick me. Now, one of these women though, I wasn't on a panel recently, but I've been on a panel with her. She called herself what is it, lady? Polly something, right? Now, I already knew she was a pick me already. Now, see, they don't understand the difference of pick me, mammy, and they don't even know what the definition is. Now, the only reason I'm bringing this up, and then I'm gonna get back to what I want to talk about as far as relationships. This is the thing, young ladies, right? She was over there talking about what's wrong with being a pick me. I want to be picked. What? What? See, that's from see, so juvenile thinking, juvenile mentality, stupidity, ignorance, all of that, right? These are the women who sit in men's faces, right, to agree with them, and they haven't been picked. And I'm gonna tell you, ho, she resulted to even calling herself Miss Polly. Now listen, y'all, listen. I don't know if y'all know what Polly means, okay? Nothing, not Miss Polly. Um, is kind of saying, I'm willing to be in an open relationship with you. I'm willing to do what Kevin Samuel say to give you to have so you can have all your options open with me. Now, the name is Polly, nothing wrong with the name if you are in a relationship. You kind of are saying, hey, I'm in this open relationship over here. And you show up with your man once in a while and y'all talk about how y'all in this open relationship together, right? Now, the thing is, in this new generation, they have taken these terms and they have diluted them, and they do not mean the same thing they used to, okay? An open relationship doesn't mean the same thing anymore. Now it just means he gets to fuck who he want, when he want, how he want. And so do she. And and because they're not really in a real relationship, that's all they doing is just fucking each other and other people. Now see, but in a relationship, right? It don't even have to be a marriage, but I'm talking about a real relationship, which we are about to talk about. That is not as simple as some people think. Because when a man really really likes you like that. He, as y'all can see, these men are very selfish when it comes to their women, right? I'm I'm not saying that's okay. I'm not saying that it's good. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying that that is definitely what they tell us. They are not openly ready to share their women, not the ones they really like. They say it all the time. Oh, we are full people. And I'm like, I'm like, yeah, I know. I know you'll have sex with us, you know? The ones with that mindset usually are the ones who ain't having sex with nobody. Because, the men, there are a lot of men in this little select group of people, right? And you see how I say a lot of men, but then I say in a small little select group of people, this small little select group of men. So really, that's not a lot of men, but these men are saying like to use a lot of men, and they like to put percentages on it, right? They like to put percentages on it. There's a small group of men in our communities who really have the option to really be having lots of women at his beck and call. And these men see those men. I could go to Instagram and we can see those men. You know how we can see, like, because they end up being so popular that their numbers are high. Their numbers are high filled with women. And these women are basing everything on that man's look and what he perceives himself to be, right? And then there's another motherfucker who looking at him. Look, he's looking at women, look at this man, and then he then starts saying, we got options. No, we ain't got options. He got options. Every time I talk to these men, they love to talk about movies. They'll talk about the men who are even handsome enough to be in a fucking movie. He's good enough looking to be in a movie. And even if he wasn't before he was in that movie, he ends up being very popular with people once he was in the movie, right? After he, had that part that took place. And I'm like, dude, you is a regular little nigga, like, and when I say little nigga, I'm talking about like for real. I'm talking about like he's not even a street dude. You're not even smart enough to be the street dude. You just a regular smuggler, lower than average little nigga. And that's why you complain about women, because the men who have all these options with women, they ain't complaining about them. If anything, they realize that women could be a headache when it comes to a lot of us. They're not bragging about having all these women. Because, see, when they became grown, they wasn't living with their mama, their daddy. They wasn't, you know what I mean? Like when they came into the world, got a job and career, whatever, right? Whatever level they're at, we're not talking about money, right? We just talking about just being out in the world, really living, right? And it doesn't matter if they live with their mama. And not really. I just use that to kind of, you know, throw some shit on them. But nah, that don't matter, right? But what does matter is this: women, we are a lot, especially if he likes her. And then he can like her, her, and her. He quickly realizes that juggling these women is not no picnic, right? You could play that shit on a playground when we was in elementary school. You were still able to get away with some of that shit even in high school, but not so much. That's how I know. Listen, when we have a conversation with some of these men, that's how I know they are liars when they claim that they that man. Cause man, like my brothers and cousins and even the friends that I knew who had women, you know what I mean? He's dating with this woman, but he messing over there with that woman. And baby, sometimes he was ducking and hiding because his girlfriend found out he was at the movies with somebody else. And he know that shit ain't gonna be that easy to get away from. Because he really like his girlfriend, right? He truly likes her. He just fucking over her, you know what I mean? Because he's young and he doing stupid, silly shit. He knows he's doing silly shit, but he wants to do it because first society told him that's what he should do, and secondly, like he's still young, he still want to do it. He see a woman over there, ooh, and she looking at me too, and and even though this my girlfriend, ooh, she see me with my girlfriend. See, that's the thing, right? If a woman hits on a man while he's with his girlfriend, then guess what? You the easiest one he gonna fuck with, right? You making it easy. In fact, you know that. You telling him, yeah, I see you got a girl, but you can still come get this over here. He realized that. He realized, oh, she offering me something even though she know I'm with Cindy here. I'ma roll up, okay? He gonna ride dirty, baby. He gonna ride dirty. He gonna come over. He gonna hit it every way you let him hit it, and all of that. Now, this is the thing. I'm not saying that the woman is wrong for, saying, hey, come get this because I guess she figures she gonna take him from her. That might be possibly what she's trying to do, or maybe not, right? But my point is this: this man didn't realize he is. This isn't fun. This isn't as fun as it seems like on TV or the way these men make it seem, because he don't want to be in these arguments. He don't want to tiptoe and hide and shit like that. If he likes the women, you see what I'm saying? Remember, we got to go back to the part when I say if he ends up liking the women. If there's one of these women or both of these women that he really don't fucking care about at all, he just dared to be there because for whatever reason, comfort, maybe he just used to it. It's just easy, whatever. Yeah, he gonna do what the fuck he wanna do. And most of the time, he gonna let her do what the fuck she wanna do. AKA now y'all in a poly relationship. Now, I could go back to a poly relationship in the beginning, right? An open relationship back in the day. It was a thing where they were saying and openly saying to themselves and for those who was in that community, because that community wasn't wide open where everybody could see. So I understand why a lot of people wouldn't understand it, right? These communities, these are non-vanilla communities that most people just don't know about, and nobody's announcing this shit to the world that they are in a poly relationship. That's why I'm saying a woman who's openly saying I'm Miss Polly, and I'm not even in a relationship, but if you get in one with me, I'm cool with it. She is like thirsty as a motherfucker. Okay. She's not even opening herself to be in a relationship with a man. She's telling the man, hey, come over here and be with me, and you could be with other women. She's not even eh, she's not even saying, hey, now this is the definition of what poly used to mean, right? Is I'm in a relationship, like say me and my husband, right? Because we are at a perfect, we're the perfect type of relationship to possibly be in an open relationship. What does that mean when I say that? We in a relationship for a very long time, right? And it doesn't have to be a very long time you're in a relationship when you start opening it up. Yet because it usually is, right? You actually love each other. You respect one another, but there's something missing in your relationship. So think about you loving somebody like you truly love them and they you, but something that you want and feel like you need, they can't provide for whatever reason. Whether they can't provide it because they just can't, they physically just can't meet that expectation, right? If we're talking about sex, but open relationship uh doesn't necessarily mean sex, but to be honest, it started off being about sex. This husband and wife, just like the same thing with swinging. A swinger is in an open relationship. It's a type of relationship. Swinging is the area in which they're in, right? A BDSM, that's an open relationship. Now, that necessarily doesn't have to do with sex, but it has to do with something a person desires and need. So it's sexual in nature. People don't, it's intimate in nature. And people don't, these days, don't know these words and how these things are set up. That's why every time they straight go to sex, fucking, they go straight to fucking, straight to fucking, right? So I mentioned me and her because we in a long we've been together forever, ever, right? Seemed like fucking forever sometimes. I just had a dream that I told him I wanted a divorce. I don't know why. Like that was my dream today. Like for real. It was I have crazy dreams, right? It's something must have was on TV that said that because that's I realized that if I'm listening to TV while I'm sleeping, like I kind of input myself in those stories and shit. It'd be the craziest thing. But anyway, what I'm saying though is this: you know that open relationship is usually a couple who truly, really love each other, but something is missing. So, for instance, example, me going through menopause, right? In the beginning of the menopause, up until real recent, really, I just like I could break out in a sweat, in a heat, what they call it, like damn, I can't. You know, look, I feel like I'm about to go through one now just thinking about it. I could break out and just being hot all over. Like that shit is very destructive, y'all. Like, can you imagine right when we about to and I used to actually I linked it to every time people want to have sex or I want to have sex. Then all of a sudden I would just have a goddamn I just get now I'm getting hot. That's the only thing I'm realizing that I don't have anyone because of the heat and that type of shit. I be feeling like, oh my God, like I don't even want to think about sex. 'Cause as soon as I think about sex, here come this hot flash, right? Um, and I know it seems like it's simple because I'd be like, oh shit, it's hot, but it truly feels suffocating, right? It's really something that's going on with the body and everything, which can fuck up your mental. But anyway, so long story short is if hubby was like, hey, you know, I missed this. I missed this portion of that because there's some things I can still do. Hurry up and get it out the way, and so he can be good, right? And there's many times where he's understanding, like he loves me so much, he's understanding, and he just be like, okay, no, I understand the situation. That's called love, right? That's called love, respect, and everything. At the same time, I'm like, if he's still a highly sexual person, or if I'm still a highly sexual person, and he's not able to do his thing or whatever, then now we have a conversation. You really love this person. Do you want to end your whole relationship over sex? Now, I'm just want to say, when you're younger, it's understandable that because you was taught that hey, what's mine is mine and only for me. But we women get a little intertwined in a lot of confusion and I would think it becomes real backwards, right? Because we'll say what's mine is mine, and we'll be like, and that includes his sex, right? But if he said that about us, like if my husband started talking about I'm his in that way, all the women would be like, oh hell no. Like what the hell is he talking about, mom? You a person too. You a human too. I know that you his wife, but he shouldn't be talking to you like you a thing and you belong to him. That's what we women say. And we're not wrong about it. But then when we start talking about, nah, that's my husband, we ain't gonna never have no conversation about me letting him do, you know, because he mine. See, we do the same thing. And that's why sometimes, the conversations it could be the women we agree to certain things only when it benefits us, and then we talk differently when it doesn't benefit us, when it's against us, or when we feel like it's against us, when we feel like he's objectifying us, right, or some shit like that. He's turned us into an object, making us his. Now, if he said it in a loving way and be like, in the beginning of the relationship, you like, yeah, I'm his, I'm his, I'm his. But in any time of any discussion that is not going your way, that bullshit of him saying you it looks a whole lot different. It looks a whole lot different. Um, but hey, that's humanity, right? So let's get back to I watched this woman video, right? Because I was gonna review it, but I decided not to. I decided like these stupidity, where's that? But I will tell you, you could go over there and find a video recently done by her, alive, where she's sitting up there and she says she get calls pick me. I've called her pick me, right? That's true, right? Mammy, right? And you could be a pick me, you could be a mammy, you could be both at the same time, right? And when you a mammy is when you protecting a man who isn't your son, right? It's one thing if you talking about your son. If somebody come and call me a mammy when it's dealing with my son, then yeah, I'm his mother, bitch, right? But if you calling me a mammy for some of these lame ass niggas, I don't even know. I gotta rethink what the hell I just said. And was I doing it to protect him or just a group of men, or is it just factual? Or maybe, just in the way I'm thinking. But if somebody could break down something I said, break it down to get me to revert to saying something else when they put it to me a different way, then that means I don't stand on what I'm saying. And that's what I end up doing to a lot of people on in these conversations, right? When I start asking questions just in a different way, it's still on topic. I know exactly what I'm doing. Or I heard them say one thing here, and then later they said something else. It's the same goddamn topic, but they said they speaking out of both sides of their mouth. They just don't get it, right? And so when I throw it back in your face, like, hey, but just a few minutes ago, like you said this, right? Like an example was over there by Jay Prince yesterday, right? And most of you women and the men picked up on it, right? We all picked up on it. He was on the phone with somebody. Of course, he's gonna call somebody who gonna agree with him, right? Um, but even in that agreement, at one time I was thinking, oh, because she said something that made me say, oh no, she being fair because the woman was like, yeah, you my boy, I stopped messing with you because you dealing with that crazy girl, and you know you do talk about women, and I just don't like when you call me to talk about women, Jay. That's what she said. She said, yeah, I just don't go to your channel to listen to you because I know that's what you do. Right? But she said, but I don't like when you call me and do it. That's what she said. But then when the woman gave a little pushback and she was like, yeah, well, you can't be mad that he speak like that. You can't be mad when he speak like that. And she was like, just don't go to his channel. But this young lady was messing with Jay. They were dealing with each other. So imagine if right, Jay Prince, that's what I'm talking about, if he calls one of his girlfriends up on the phone and speaks that way to her, he's not on no channel. He just speak. Then imagine that in their relationship, he just starts speaking that way. And we all witnessed that. Even though he was on his channel, he was with him, his wife, and the children were just about doing family shit. And then out of nowhere, he just starts talking bad about black women. Out, out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. And so I called bullshit on his friend who was on the phone because he does that. He like if he was doing that just when he get on his channel is one thing. When he doing that in front of his daughters who will be one day black women, if everybody who around him know that he does that and they're not even looking at his channel, that means that's something he does. He admits that's what he used to do. In Facebook, he says that's what he used to do. I don't think people saying you don't really stop. You haven't really stopped, And so yes, that's her friend, and she's supporting him. She was telling the truth for a minute, but then when the other girl, right, who I don't think anybody doubt that she's a little crazy, right? He likes crazy women, right? He likes crazy women. He even himself, like he was talking about what it is that she's done. And then she's up there talking about things that he's done. That's crazy people. And all we could do is just sit back and be entertained by that shit. Ain't no sense in, you know, in trying to change them, right? You gonna find they're gonna be people for everybody. They got the crazy ass women for the crazy ass men. They got the crazy ass men for the crazy ass women. This really exists for in real life. Okay. Um, but back to the Miss Polly thing, right? The Miss Polly when she says she's a pick me because she want to be picked, and I'm like, and that's the problem. When you say that you will agree with something a man says, even when he's wrong, just so you could be big bitch. You know they got women out here doing the most, baby. They just being themselves and they getting picked. Here we got women so desperate that they got to lie and cheat and steal, become criminals and all just to be picked. Man, I don't know what to tell you. Now, if you were originally a motherfucking thief and you out being yourself, bitch, being a thief, and and you got a man, nothing wrong with it. But if you ain't don't know nothing about stealing from nobody, but you go and steal some shit just for a man's attention, ho, then you got to rethink your whole life. Okay? You call yourself Miss Polly so you can let the men know that they could come and fuck on you and then fuck on you. Um, then you's a thirsty bitch. You thirsty, ho. Okay? You thirsty. Um, and that's what and I don't and look, and they got thirsty niggas for thirsty hoes. Thirsty niggas and thirsty hoes don't they don't go together well, right? You got thirsty, thirsty niggas gonna go to women who need just a sip here and there, right? This nigga thirsty, he gonna throw out money, he gonna buy houses and cars. You know, he gonna bring bags to groceries and everything. He thirsty, and she over there, and she's got a sign up saying, "Give me, you got to come bearing gifts to get over here." And that nigga will bear the motherfucking gifts. He will buy them gifts and go and get him a taste. She gonna send him back 6 months. This nigga had to save us 6 months to buy that bag of groceries for her. That nigga had to save up 6 months just to buy them bags of groceries so he could go over there and get him a sip here and there, baby. And then she gonna send him a packing, and he gonna have to start saving his money again so he could buy her another bag of groceries round Christmas, baby. He was able to get him a sip and for Christmas. And then he was able to get another sip around June, July, baby. That's why they call July the Christmas in July, baby. All because these sipping ass niggas, they about to get them another sip in July. They done saved up 6 months. And then listen, and by Christmas time again, Miss Santa will sit in that nigga's lap. Okay? Yes. He's saving his duckies so she could sit in his lap. But the women like her, it's the other way around, right? She's so thirsty, niggas can just come running through. And the problem is, they running through. They ain't bringing no gifts. They running through, and they ain't staying neither. And that says a lot about that woman, right? And it's really about her and how she feels about herself. Because I'm not saying that she need to require gifts from nobody. What I'm saying though, even when the men come without her requiring them to be anybody, she's not putting nothing on the table and making him, you know, and that's the problem. Most men, he realizes she's not even requiring me to be a man. When he feeling down and low and somebody done kicked his ass out, he know he could come and stay with you. You you start acting like you his mama because you paying all his bills. Even if you not babying him like the mother that you think a mother is, he realizes that you're not making him, you're not even trying to make him be a man for you. And that's why when you got picked, you became a mammy, ho. You became a whole fucking mammy. This nigga now he wants a carton of cigarettes. He gotta ask you for the money. He got a doctor's appointment. He needs you to give him the gas money, and he needs you to loan him your car, right? This nigga want to go play with his friends and shit to the gym. He gotta ask for your car. There's some niggas on this bitch that we know this about. Women took care of his ass. Listen, because the women tend to act like bomb women not doing that shit, and yet we can point them out right here on this bitch, right here on YouTube. We could call out the bitches who was taking care of niggas. And the niggas was bragging about being taken care of. And he was being taken care of by what some of us was thinking was smart women. And then I realized, well, wait a minute. Because that's like there's some women who I was thinking was smart just based on their conversation. They get on a panel and they say the right things, baby. And I'm telling you, this internet shit, this TV shit, this shit, this entertainment shit is that's all it is. Cause baby, we watch them come up and they speak so professionally and everything. While she was showing herself knocking it, giving this nigga $150 here. Like, why, if that's your man, why did you send it through on this bitch on YouTube where YouTube gonna get 30% of it? It don't make no sense. But you gotta understand, yo, it's all entertainment. If you my peoples and you need some money, I'ma hit it up to you the best way I can where you get most of it, if not all of it. But for me to do it through super chat, it's all for the show. So people can see. And now he look good that a bitch is giving him his money. That he gotta wait 30 days to get, and he only gonna get 70% of it. Now, you see, so I realized I'm like, what the hell going on with these fucking women? Huh? What the same ones who talk about this, they that they require well man shit. I'm listening and I'm like, girl, look who your man is. And talking about being a pick me, baby. Getting picked by the most atrocious fucking little boys. And not requiring them to be a man, then he gonna cheat on you. Cause see, he don't think it's cheating on you. He he thinks you his mother. He thinks you his mother. He talking to other women in the back. He said, "Well, I'll be able to come through. I'm gonna call my mama. Mama gonna send me some money." And these hoes, y'all, listen. There was some of these women, man. Listen, I did not. Y'all can't say that I dislike women, cause I'm gonna tell you, I did not drag them hoes. When I did talk about them, I swear I was gentle. Now, it may not be what they consider gentle, right? Because they didn't want me to say their names at all. They didn't want me to speak on them at all. Now, they the ones who put their whole relationship on this bitch. I promise you I was gentle. And that's what the men say. That's why they say there must be a sisterhood, because they like, bah, you wouldn't have been gentle with them niggas. I've been gentle with some of these niggas too. I call it gentle because I could have went straight out, straight to hell. I would look. I'm gonna start calling it straight tailor on their ass, right? Could have went straight tailor on their ass, which means go straight to hell. Some of these niggas I did not. I have conversation with them. I might go in on them a little bit, right? Then they got the ones I give no fucks about. So as y'all can see, as humans, the ones we kind of, whether we like them or, we like, they got some people on here, men too, that I haven't gone in on, and y'all know it. I admit it, right? I admit it. Because there's a reason why. Because I'm seeing so many motherfucking women who love it. Those of you who do not like these men, y'all not dealing with these men. Y'all rarely ever even watching them. And then they got the ones who always there, baby. They always there. Okay? They always there. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be there. I'm just saying for those of us who see what's going on, bitch, you ain't got to act like you ain't there because you don't like what it is that you see. You're waiting your turn. They be waiting their turn, baby. So I'm telling you, it's a line of bitches lining up, yo. We don't see these type of men with no problem with women. Like the problem they have with women is because they do have women, right? That's what they claim. Okay. Uh, these men got women lined up. I haven't been on this bitch. There is one time where I saw where JP didn't have a woman or a line of woman, y'all. Okay, J Prince. I could name them, but I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. For those of us who've been here for a minute and just been watching, for those of us who watch and listen and shit, I'm like, yeah, but she like him. She liked him and got mad when shit didn't go right, right? You could tell when he is dealing with someone because as soon as they say something, he be thinking, "Oh, you think you could talk to me anyway just because we talking in the back because we on the phone, and you playing in your kitty cat online for me in the back. Don't mean you get to come and embarrass me in front of my peoples." And then he go off on, look, baby, life is funny, baby, when you're watching it. Yeah, I'd rather watch the. I like to watch life. Ain't no need to be watching no fucking TV with all the twists and turns that's going on in real life. Right here on YouTube. Channel YouTube, baby. Channel fucking YouTube. And if I name their name today, if you watch them and just pay attention to them, you will see that it's all fraud and fakery, baby. And nothing wrong with it. Just don't be making them out to be no motherfucking victims. Ain't no victims in this shit. Ain't no crying in YouTube, bitch. Anyway, baby, look. I, I'm trying not to be messy. Now it may get it got a little messy, but I ain't really call out no names. If you know, you know. Most of y'all should know, but you might be confused on who I'm talking about, right? Because it's just so many, right? It's like three, four, five women, right? Three, four, five women I could be talking about. Even talking about the one dude. There was even more, right? The one dude, there was a shitload of women surrounding his ass, and a few of them wanted to get in that, give him that kitty kitty. And the other ones was protecting the women who wanted to give him that kitty kitty. And they'll talk about the other one. And some of them women was right there. Some of the women who wanted him wanted him. These women are the same type of women. And I'm not shitting on the women, but what I'm saying is don't let these bitches act like they victims, baby. I promise you, never in my fucking life, unless that man was my motherfucking husband, or at least we was in a real serious relationship. So when me and my husband was dating, the most I ever came out of my pocket. Oh yeah, and I used to come out of my pocket, y'all. We was dating for real. We was like really just. He was at my room or I was at him every fucking day. I can't expect him to just be the only one putting money out. If I ask him, if if I ask him, if I say let's go to the movies, right? A movie coming out, I know I have more money than he does, right? Because when I see him, he already had bills. I had zero bills. I'm a woman. What the fuck I got bills for? I had no bills. So when we started dating for real, there was times where I'm the one who paid for us to go to the movies and had no fucking problem with it. We dated. She, we ain't never go to no motherfucking expensive restaurant paying $300 for some food. I'd be goddamn. It's enough groceries in my motherfucking house for a month. If it's just two of us, maybe three of us, right? Um, hmm. But anyway, he ain't never asked me to pay none of his bills, and he ain't never came and asked me for no gas money just for him. But if I wanted to go somewhere and he like, we don't get paid for a week, right? Or I know the beginning of the month is mostly when he paid his car note, he had to pay his car insurance, he paid for his TV bill, and a few other things. You know, he grown. Um, so I know the beginning of the month, if I wanted to go somewhere, once we was dating, that's gonna take a certain amount of money, then I had no problem being like, when we pulled up, I paid it directly to the people. I never put no cash in his hand. Maybe at the restaurant place, I may have given him the money so he could pay. Of course, I don't want it to look like, there's two reasons why I don't want to look like I'm somebody's sugar mama at no fucking table. And I definitely don't want him, he the man. He the man just because I'm the one with the money in the moment. Okay. Um, but that's it. I don't think in fact, I think my husband, while we was dating, is the only man I ever spent money on. I never give nobody no gas money for nothing unless it was me and my girlfriends. We all coming together to come up with gas money to go somewhere. We are friends, right? But I'm not saying that we can't put money and help in your relationships or with your friends. That's what we do, right? We friendly with people, we friends with them. Nothing wrong with none of that. I'm not saying a woman, but what I am saying is I be God. If I'm sending you some money, so you and your peoples can live when I got me and my peoples over here. If you can't take care of you and yours, then you ain't no way you're gonna be able to come over here and take care of me and mine. From my understanding, that was a whole month on this bitch talking about she was paying so he could go to school. Would I pay for a man to go to school? You motherfucker, right? After he my motherfucker husband. Not before. You gotta be a motherfucking fool to get to big up a nigga, to dress him all nice and get him educated and everything, girl. And you ain't got no signatures or no nothing. You ain't carrying the last name. You ain't got no marriage certificate. You ain't got nothing, bitch. What you doing, ho? You thirsty? Somebody splash water on that bitch. It must be hot in this motherfucker. It's hot. She over there in one of them, what they call it, heat wave. That bitch must be in a deep, deep ass heat wave, baby. And cause I'm thinking, what in the fuck? Why would you be with a nigga? You gotta make him look good. You looking good, smelling good. Your people's looking good over here. You messing with a dusty nigga. Now I'm not saying he dusty, bitch. He must be dusty because you had to throw the duckies on him and get him straight. And the only reason we know because he was willing to share that you was his sugar mama, girl. You was a whole sugar mama out here for a whole grown man. Lord have mercy. It's enough that some of us, got a generation of young men, right? Who play video games. You see, it's a whole different generations of types of men out in this bitch. And I get it, right? Because my sons are the video game type of dudes. I actually feel sorry for the women who ended up either dating them or gonna marry them, right? Because there's a good side, there's a bad side, right? The good side is if she's also a video gamer, then they're gonna have some shit in common. But if she'll want to get out in the world and do some shit, she gonna either do what most women usually have to do. We gotta do it by ourselves. We don't have to pay for it. The man still goes to work and everything, right? He's still your man. He gonna get up, he gonna go to work, he gonna supply the money, pay everything and shit that he need to pay. But his ass, when he come home from work and do everything he need to do, he gonna get in front of his TV and play them video games till he go to sleep. Yeah. I saw it in my own house with my grandson. Uh, you know what I mean? Like, that's what she had to deal with, you know? And I realized that's a generation though. Back in the day, there was no video games. So my husband is not that. Even though when he was a grown ass man when he used to go over there and play the football on a video game with his friends. He was a grown man. He was into that shit for a minute, right? But hubby we just different generation. We got other hobbies, right? Fishing, hunting, going out and really playing sports for real, like playing basketball on the court instead of with your fingers, playing football for real instead of with your fingers. So that's our generation. But our children's generation is when they play basketball, it's on a video game. When they play football, it's on a video game. When they want to kick and rob and go to the strip club, it's on a video game and shit like that. Right? I'm not even saying that's a bad thing, but it's just a different thing. As long as he doing his other shit, I guess that's cool. And I was talking to my aunt the other day, and even I like sometimes forget shit, right? Um, but she was right. Like when I was telling her, well, hey, I don't go, because he didn't go, he don't want to go nowhere. He don't want to. She's like, you can't blame him. She said he don't want to do it. That don't mean you can't do it. That's what my aunt told me. And then I was like, but it don't look right me coming to see the family and he not with me. And I'm like, and she's like, shit. She said, and she started talking about my uncle, and then made me think, oh, even my dad. My dad didn't go nowhere. My mom and everybody went on a cruise, y'all. My dad was not there. My mom go be with the family. My dad was never there. And I started thinking, well, damn, not only is she right, but I married my goddamn daughter. And I need to be more like my mom. I'm thinking, why would I go see the family without my family? Me and the kids just going, it look weird, everybody, where's Mark? Oh, he had to work. Okay. They- I, I don't know why I think mentally it was me, right? Thinking, damn, I'm supposed to go see my family with my family, my whole family, my entire family. Everybody find out I'm going down there, people from all over. It don't matter where they are in this country. If I go down Everybody everybody going, all the aunts going to know about it, and all my cousins, and cousins gonna be there. The ones in California, the ones in Georgia, the ones in Atlanta. Oh, I said Georgia already. The one in Texas, and all over Alabama, wherever they are, because I guess I'm the one who's been away from the family the longest. Not, you know, and because it wasn't always that way. Like, it's not that I'm so special that everybody want to see me. It's that I am the one who's been away from the family the longest. They see me every 5 years, if fucking that. You know what I mean? Like, everybody go to Louisiana for their birthdays. Like, I got a cousin he about to turn 50, and they planning a party for him in a couple of weeks. And yeah, I've been invited. I get invited to everything. And then I don't show up, right? But they closer. They closer, right? They could be in Louisiana in like in no time. 4 hours, 5 hours. I think Georgia, I think it's like 6, 7 hours. Anyway, now let's get to this. Let's get to this. Now we're gonna get on this types of relationship, because I think there's a confusion. Every time people talk about relationships, they only want to talk about fucking. When these men talk about every time you just want to fuck. Now, nothing wrong with you wanting to fuck, but not these men are absolutely saying every time they talk to a woman, they want to fuck. Now, is that true? I don't know. And I don't fucking care. Because just because what they want to do and what they get to do happens to be not the same thing. Now, what I will say is that when I talk to certain men, though, the ones who are going to be truthful, they say no, not all men. Just because they talking to a woman don't mean they want to fuck. Because it would be ridiculous, right? Every time they talk to their boss, who might be a woman, that basically they saying they want to fuck, right? Every time they say hi to a neighbor across the street, they claiming they want to fuck. When they talking to these old women, just nice women in the community, apparently these men just want to fuck. Like, they say the most fucking ridiculous shit. And the problem to that shit is they say it, and they say it so much. They repeat it over and over again. All we want to do is fuck. All we want to do is fuck. All we want to do is fuck. All you want to do is fuck. And let me tell you how y'all are the ones who ruined the community, which all you want to do is fuck. So we're gonna start back to when little girls are little girls. They feed us story about princes and princesses, right? Prince and princesses. They teach us about Barbie and Ken and shit like that. They always been teaching us about love. That's right, love. So a young woman, she grows up while she's in school, she's talking about who she gonna marry. Oh, I like little Kenny. I'm gonna marry Kenny. Kenny, can I be your girlfriend? Right? And little girls grow up with this syndrome, the princess syndrome, right? I don't know if that's a real thing, y'all. I might have made that up. Oh, it might be a real thing. I don't know. It sounds like it should be some shit that really exists, right? The princesses syndrome, where we go out into the world being growing up, really truly thinking that we're gonna end up with this man. Now, is he gonna be a prince with a kingdom? We find out soon that that's not true, right? By the time we're a certain age, we know they don't have no kingdoms. But still in our mind, we feel like he gonna be our prince. He gonna be our husband. We gonna have children with him. It's a lot of motherfucking men who, when they were boys, they became fathers. Okay, too young to be a daddy, but he became somebody's motherfucking father through DNA. Because when we're young, there's a lot of shit we don't know, a lot of things we think we know. It's just all in there. Some of y'all stunted your growth, whatever at certain ages. Y'all motherfuckers is in y'all 30s and 40s still thinking like you are 12, 13, 14-year old. The boys and the girls, right? Um, but little girls grow up with the princesses syndrome. And then we start hearing, I'm talking about today, right? Because I ain't start hearing this shit until maybe about, I don't know, 10 years ago. Like I learned early on through my little, mistakes. Y'all heard me say, like I didn't know. I wouldn't have never thought. But you learn, you live and you learn. And nothing's wrong with that. Nothing wrong with me stepping my toe in the goddamn water and I realized it was hot and I had to back the fuck up. That's called life. But this is what's happening today. We got a group of men. And they speaking for all the men. That's what they say anyway. All men, mom, all men. Unless he gay, all men. All he want to do is fuck. And our little girls, even though they still looking at the Princess and the Frog or Cinderella and Barbie and all that, even though they still reading those books to them in school, they have the internet, baby. They have the internet. Now, we all grew up with mothers and fathers, and just because your mother and father say something, don't mean you believe it. In fact, it seems like it's the opposite. It seems like if a mother and father tell you some shit when you're a kid, you don't believe shit they say. If the neighbor tell you some shit, you gonna believe everything the neighbor says. It's almost like you just don't believe your parents, right? There could be reasons for that, right? And maybe your parents told you about an Easter bunny that you realized didn't exist, or Santa Claus that you realize your parents might not be very reliable. You don't know why the children don't listen to their parents. There's no valid reason for me not to listen to my parents, but that's true. I did that too. My kids have seen they do that to me too, right? So I don't know what it is, why, but anyway, so it don't matter if the mother and the father are in the same household, and it don't matter if they're not. If she's a single mother or he's a single dad. Did you know that it don't really too much matter what they say to children early on, because there's so many other things that your children are getting information from. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't still educate your kids. Yes, you should, because when they become a certain age, they start remembering everything that they was that the parent was either trying to teach them or did teach them.
Mama,
Huh?
I was almost going to actually just get hit.
You was almost about to get hit, but you didn't get hit. Good job,
It was
Leaky.
that light because I was going to do it at the bottom, but it's still black.
Oh, okay. So you passed that level.
Huh?
You did good.
What?
What you was working about? Getting hit. You did you get hit? Did you hit it?
I did.
You did. Oh, you did hit it.
Yeah, because I actually turned his body off.
Oh, okay, okay.
Turned his body off.
Okay, can you close my door, please?
Yep.
Thank you. Oh, and can you bring me ice pop, a red, blue? Actually, pop, to give it to you, and you can get one too. Wait, close my door. Thank you. He said, "Welcome, y'all." He is so look. You look how y'all see how I change so quickly when my kids come in, the grandkids. Yes, okay. I'm not aggressive. I'm not aggressive to them until I have to be, and I hope to not have to be. Okay. But anyway, um, but when I have to be, I have to be. It's called education, educating kids. Now they may not listen to everything you say, y'all, but I, based on my experience, eventually I'm remembering all kinds of shit that my grandmother tried to teach me. And man, right now I wish I was paying more attention. But I was so anxious and wanting to go outside to fish or hunt. You know what I mean? With the boys and everything. you know, um, that I remember some of the things, but a lot of it I don't. The things that I really want to know. Okay. Um, so I'm not even saying, I'm not acting like I am above, like I'm telling y'all everybody else did something wrong and we did something all right. Thank you, baby. Okay. I could be up here and acting like, oh yeah, these people today, they this and that and that and that and that and this and that and act like it was never me. But no, it was me too. Except I wasn't giving no mother. I'll be goddamn like I'm used to my dad, providing. And and if my dad didn't provide, then we didn't have, you know? If my dad didn't provide it, we didn't have it. My mom and dad was very proud people. I don't know whether that's a good thing or bad thing because that's me. And the problem is that, when I realized that me being so proud could affect my children and what they have and don't have, then I had to bust my ass and do whatever I need to do to make sure that didn't happen. That, hey, if I could do this and make some money, then I'm going to do this to make sure my kids straight. And baby, I ain't gonna never be uh embarrassed about that motherfucker shit right there. Okay, taking care of my motherfucking own, my family. Anyway, um, so the men are on the internet and they keep telling us, and they say it to us, lady, because they want to beat us up with it. See, because if you go and say, well, yeah, I had a great date last night and he respected me and everything, well, he only wants your pussy. He only want to fuck. See, and that's what they keep saying. That we ain't worth shit except our vaginas. That's what they keep saying. They keep saying it and keep saying it and keep saying it. And the ones who mostly saying it, they have a woman. And when I ask them, well, what about you and your, oh, no, no, we're not like that. Nah, I appreciate her. Nah, my woman is this and my woman is that. She different. It's always like that, baby. Every time. The ones who more destructive are the ones who not living what they saying. And that is bad. Kevin was a gay man, acting like he know what single men and women out here want. Kevin was taking it up his booty hole. Booty hole. Booty hole. Wait a minute, let me go find it. Hold up, give me a second. Yeah. Give me and the worst thing is you when you don't know what you talk about because you just not about that. You're not really about that. Okay? And it be the worstest motherfuckers, it be the worstest ones.
You know what? It can cause a lot of infection.
Kevin
Girl, you
used
think you
to
know infection in your booty hole? It's booty hole. Booty hole.
he used to take it up
It's
the
booty hole. Booty hole. It's booty hole.
up his
Booty hole.
booty hole.
Booty hole. It's booty hole. Booty hole. It's booty hole. Booty hole.
Yes,
It's
Kev.
booty hole. Booty hole.
Yes, Kev.
Booty
Used
hole.
to take it up
Booty
his
hole.
booty hole
Booty
everywhere.
hole. Booty
Kev,
hole.
Kev,
Booty hole.
KS, 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 KS,
What's that?
Girl,
KS,
that's a booty hole. Booty hole. It's
KS,
booty hole. Booty hole. It's
KS.
booty hole. Booty hole. Girl, that's a
Get it, get it.
It's a booty hole. It's a booty hole. It's a
Ooh.
booty hole. Booty hole. Booty hole. Booty hole. It's a
KS,
booty hole.
KS,
It's a booty hole. It's a
K, 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 K,
booty hole. Booty hole. It's
KS.
booty hole. Booty hole.
Picking up
It's booty hole. Booty hole.
his
Booty hole. Booty hole.
boom, boom. That's right. And see, so the danger is going on. See, there's danger in motherfuckers, you know, talking about some shit they know nothing about. Danger in that. Wait, is this thing up? Wait a minute. Okay, I gotta do something. Look like I gotta do something. Look like my shit is it gotta be mirrored, huh? Y'all can't even see the picture. It's a picture. I never knew that. Let me see. Oh, I gotta go into settings. Wait, on my end. Wait, on your end. Okay, let me come to the channel. I gotta find it. Hold up. No, okay. I don't. The thing about people talking about shit they don't know is that they don't never know what the hell they talking about. They be having families and children, and even if they don't have children, they have families, right? And they over there, uh, doing the most, having a good time. Okay, they be having a good old time. She want to get JP that pussy. Oh man. Anyway, I just he wanted to give up his booty hole, but he was telling people how to have relationships, telling women what to do, telling women, well, if you want that type of family, then he got to be making this type of money. But they got millions of people with families who not making that amount of money and they making it work. Now, if he talk about comfortably and shit like that without any worries and shit like that, then I guess to a degree he was right, but not truly right because even the ones who make six figures still struggling because there's always the more you climb the ladder and more money you make, the more bills you end up having, the more expensive your bills come in, you know. And so it's just crazy. It's crazy. Okay. Anyway, let's get to the relationship because it's not backwards. It's only backwards on my end. Platonic relationship is a close friendship without sex. That means I have been in many platonic relationship. I have all types of platonic relationship with other women and men, right? Now, whether they thought about having sex with me, I don't know nothing about it. And I don't care about it. Have I ever thought about having sex with them? No, just because, they are human and men with a penis or and shit like that don't mean I thought about having sex with them. Because I'm sane, bitch. I'm sane. Everybody I see, I don't think about sex. But apparently that's what these men are saying. They say that they crazy like that. That they just thirsty as fuck, want to have sex with any and everybody. Now, see, they don't even pay attention to what they're saying. Because they say, well, all men wanted sex. And I'm thinking, well, why did that young man open that door for me? Well, I mean, he wants sex. I'm like, but he was with his wife. He still wants that. Like, fuck, what the hell? So young girls, these men are affecting young girls, and they most definitely are affecting women. In that now even I feel like, well, God damn, like every time the neighbors speak, is he trying to have sex with me? Every time a man opens his door, is he trying to have sex with me? If I were to believe these men, that's what it comes to. And that's why you have young girls, young and women not letting men open doors no more. Because a few years back, some of you people are new. A few years back, there was a big discussion in the Black Manosphere where these men was talking about they not opening doors. And they was claiming that the women wasn't being appreciative, talking about, yeah, she wouldn't even say thank you or she wouldn't do this and she wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do this. I expect that. If you're telling us you're doing shit just so you could get sex from us, then that means we don't want you to do it because we don't want to have sex with you. We don't want to have sex with you. Fuck out of here. Go about your business. I can open my own fucking door. I can grab my own groceries. I can have the people who work there reach my shit off of shelves I can't get to. So now women are out here talking about how they vaginas How you want this vagina, then you better have some money. And listen, and they want us to be mad at those women. The fuck out of here. What I look like being mad at a woman who have listened and decided that she is not going to be your prey and that she going to make her own money. And as long as she make her own money, then you can't use money to abuse her. What's going on, Reese? Reese said, yes, mom, I remember that and saying, yes. What's going on? She said, 95 of men think if a woman smiles at them, they want to sleep with them. Yes, when we heard that, the guy was like, yeah, she smiled. We're like, yeah, she smiled at you. I started having to rethink me smiling at people because it could be dangerous. Remember when that young woman, I think, I'm not sure where it was. I don't know why I keep thinking it was in Philadelphia. That might be because where I'm at, right? It looked like a Philadelphia kind of store, but those stores are everywhere. Where the woman walked into, she passed the young men, went into the store. It looked like it was a liquor store, but I don't know if it was a liquor store. It had to be a liquor store if it was up this way. If it was down south, though, it could have been a regular store because they sell alcohol in regular stores, right? But she passed them, walked in to go get her wine so she could go to work. I mean, I'm sorry, she had just got off from work. She went to get her wine so she could go home and chill. And the young man said hi to her. She said hi back. She smiled when she passed him. Right? They showed the video of this shit was on the news, y'all. She walked right by him, smiled, said her went in. They walked in behind her. The guy says, hey, look about it. Can I buy that for you? And she was like, no, thank you. I got it. It's good. She ain't say nothing bad or nothing. Nothing. Yes. Tried to gouge her fucking eyes out. Yo, three of them against one. These niggas didn't even know how to fight. They fighting like bitches and shit and trying to gouge eyes out. What in the fucking world is going on? And so if you don't understand that young women are afraid of you, even those of you who may not never be the type of dude who will beat up on women, if you are out here promoting the fact that men only want women for sex, like you saying that all we worth is sex, you are educating us. And you're telling us that we even need to listen to you. I get up there and push back, not for the sake of the men. I get pushed back for the sake of the women, right? I'm trying to get them to see that what they're saying is not true. Because they don't understand that if what they're saying is true, then they are a fucking danger to us. They're a danger to us. They're a danger to our children, our young girls, and they are a danger to our young boys as well. They don't understand that. See, these men want to be, and I'm talking about black men because I don't hear white men saying it the way these men are saying. White men do say like, "Hey, I'm supposed to be the head of the household," and then he says, "Yeah, I'm gonna get the job and I'm gonna take care of my family," type of thing, right? Now he might be mad that he still got to take care of his family once they break up and shit like that, but he not on here talking about fuck the community and fuck women. He not doing that. But our men are. Our men are actually be a fucking menace. They proudly say they are menace. And then they want us to know, yeah, we are menace without them being a menace. They are fuck boys, fucking ruining the community. And then the first thing they start talking about, 1 minute they talk about how women hate each other. We can't get along. And then the next minute they talk about the sisterhood. Does the sisterhood exist? Oh yeah, y'all always supporting one another. Yeah, a woman can't do no wrong. And right after that, the next day is, oh, women hate each other. Y'all can't even get along. Oh, then a week later, it's the sisterhood. All y'all do is support one another. Mom, all y'all do. It don't matter if she right or wrong. You gonna support her. And then the next day after that, oh yeah, y'all can't stand one another. Y'all don't even like one another. Fuck is which one is it? And I'm gonna put the link up if any man wanna come up here and tell me which one is it. Do women hate one another? Despise one another? Can't work with another each other? Or do we hate or do we love each other and can't do no wrong? Because I can promise you one thing. It can't be the same, baby. It can't be both. It cannot. We can't hate one another, can't stand one another, can't work with one another, and at the same time, be supportive of one another, having one of each other's back, saying that she can't do no wrong. It don't mix. It just don't work that way. And these men will sit up there and argue their point, both points. It's the most ridiculous thing. And we're on the internet. We do know that in America, but all over the world, there's people who sit around and they pay attention to communities. The thing about the internet is we have established communities, right? These white people don't even have to come and walk around our community and try to befriend us no more to study us. All they got to do, turn on their computer, sign on some channels and listen to the fuck shit that come out our mouths. Mm-mm-mm. All they gotta do is be in the chat and disagree with some shit, and they get it stirred up, make it seem like because I don't know, like with the women, right? The certain women who get up there and agree with these men, because you do know, I'm not sure if y'all know, we was on a panel and there was some women up there agreeing with the fucking men. Now we can have discussions about did my lady boss, did she was she better than the man boss? We can have those type of discussions. Nothing wrong with that, right? There's no color involved in that because the female bosses I had were white. They wasn't black. But I'm not saying whether they were black or white. I'm saying that when you're in a work environment and everybody really are competition because one day, if you are a person like myself and some people, not everybody, I want to work in that, I want to climb the ladder. I one day want my supervisor's position. One day I want to be a supervisor. That don't mean I have to pick her out to be a supervisor, but it possibly may have to be that. I don't know, right? But on her end, she understands that somebody else might come and try to take her position. I'm not saying that that's happened. I haven't run across a woman who thought I was trying to take her position, and so she was talking. Um, I think when I ran into the lady boss that I'm talking about, she did see those men being very sensitive around me. You know what I mean? Like they spoke to me differently, and it wasn't because I was a woman, y'all. It was most of us was women. The men were the bosses. That in most companies, the men are the fucking bosses. The men were the bosses, and the higher ups were men, and the women. It was a lot of women, right? Customer service. You talk anything dealing with phones and shit like that was mostly women. I did credit, right? I was in charge of $1 million portfolio. It was over a million. It was like 1.5 million portfolio. Now, and it was a lot of us. It was a few men working with us, but it was mostly women. And you know what I did like? It was mostly black women. Mostly black women. Um, and especially in my department. In my department, the black people was in my department. Apparently, my bosses who happened to be they were white, but they were Italian, right? The boss was Italian. He was so nice, y'all. Uh, and he was an Italian man who would cuss and everything. But I suffer from PTSD. Now listen, back then I did not know. I didn't even know much about PTSD. But I can tell you that I can tell that they sensed it. That like they didn't know I was military, right? They knew all of that. They can sense that I had PTSD and they did treat me differently. When Joe got mad, baby, you could tell it was in here. I could hear him. Oh shit. I can hear him. I can hear him, y'all. I can hear it. I can hear him because I'm not that far from his door, right? Um, and he would have another supervisor, a black woman, go in there with me. I'm the only one he did that with, and he would get so sick. He would speak lower and everything and talk to me. Now, I now know, and I learned it took many years for me to understand what was going on. Like you could physically see me going through my episode, right? Because I would break out in a sweat, like pouring down in my face and everything. And so like I guess they saw it, they could sense it, they saw it. I'm good at my job, but he wanted that money in there. They didn't want to wait no 30 days. You know, the businesses got 30 days to pay their bills, but the sooner we bring in the money, the better we look, right? The company need that money coming through. And uh, I would call Texaco and they'd be like, it's not due until this. And they'd be like, but can you send it? Can you send a check right now? I had to tell you know, and get them to overnight the motherfucking check. But what I'm saying is when I was working for those men, they did do that for me. They hired a woman. They did want me when they hired this woman. They were like, they offered me a position because I was a temp. I was a temp. And it was like I made more money as a temp than if I was working for them. And that's because I get overtime, right? If I work overtime, I get overtime. They were salary, which means back then you only got salary. It didn't matter how many hours you work. And so I made more money in my check coming through. Plus, I got paid weekly being a temp, and they got paid every 2 weeks, right? And so I used to call myself a professional temp, y'all. I love being a temp. Everywhere I went, I loved the job. And every time I was there, they always offered me a permanent position to be a permanent worker for the company. And I declined it. Now, the reason I declined it is because hubby already had a job. He had the insurance coming in, this, that, and third. So I didn't care about none of that shit. That, they would say, well, even though you get paid, you don't get this amount, you do get the benefits. And I was like, well, I don't need your benefits. I need your money. Okay. I don't need your benefit. I need your money. I'll be taking care of the benefits shit. Anyway, but other than that, working around other women, I had no problem working around with other women. Most women work around other women. And these men will say, y'all catty. Well, people can be catty. Every woman isn't catty. And some men are catty too. I could pull up videos of men being the most motherfucking messiest motherfuckers. Just saw a video just the other day. It may have been yesterday because, but it was real recent where this man was a hairdresser. He does hair. And the young lady went to go get a hair did and everything. And apparently he had an attitude the whole time she was in there. And eventually he told her to get the fuck out. So she got up to get out with her hair not even all the way done. And then he stopped her at the thing and told her, no, you're gonna give me money. She said, what I'm gonna pay you for? My hair not even done. And he's like, well, you've been here, you could pay me half my money. She's like, I ain't paying you half my money. Then she said she would give him the money, but she left the cash out in the car and he wouldn't let her out. He trying to fight the sister. That was a man, but these niggas ain't gonna never mention them men. And then even when we mention him, oh, that was him. Like if I pull up the videos, oh, that was him. And I'm at a crossroad because I have purposely stopped stepping on the manosphere. Like I said, I thought me talking about them a lot would resurrect them, right? Me talking about them, putting their name in the titles, is like because they not here like they used to be. The men who was here, who was running this shit, y'all. I'm talking about every morning they had a show with hundreds of motherfuckers over there. They not here no more. They not here no more. Kevin Samuels done passed away. Kevin Samuels kind of wrecked a little bit, right? Because when he pulled his audience, he pulled his audience from the other men. You remember? Um, hey, oh, I'm sorry. I think my okay. Yeah, you want yeah. You know what I want now. The cheesesteak thing. What was it? You need something from me? Okay. Thank you, babe. Send cash app, send cash app. Bomb is hungry, bomb is hungry. Mr. Bomb is hungry. Send cash app. Support my belly, okay? Support my belly. $sign bomb cherry juice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anyway, what I was saying. Yeah, women, we work around each other. But as far as the manosphere, I felt like the ones who was really who would have taken off, Kevin stole their information, everything they were doing, and he ran with it, right? And then he passed away. It's still around a little bit, but these men are struggling. These men, if women would get off them niggas panels, them niggas channels would die. The women get up there and they mammy, and I hope they're getting paid. Please tell me that when they go over there on them channels that they getting a portion of the proceeds. Because if they are not, then they are stupid. Unless they are there in order to build up their channel and eventually they will slither away. These women are keeping these other channels supportive and they over there shitting on black women every chance they get. But okay, I figured those channels, like if I go after them, they got fucking women up there. Which means now I'm gonna be shitting on these women that I don't even know. I just figured, okay, they will learn because the men always teach them women lessons, and most of them just stick around. But they stupid, yeah, like you said, Risa, they stupid as a motherfucker. They stupid. How long you gonna be stupid? You okay? You stupid for a month, 2 months, 3 months, bitch. You still up on them motherfucker panels 6 months later, to a year later, 2 years later. They ain't giving you a dime, but you are like essentially the entertainment. You are like a reliable host. Did y'all know these white people pay their people when they get on their panels, especially if they're a current person up there? They get paid. They get fucking paid. It may not even be a lot, but it should be something. You should get something. You keeping these channels going, they're getting more and more viewership because you up there. These men would damn near go and slit their motherfucking throat if it was just them with no women around them. If we were just in the chat, right? Giving them money here and there, then they'll end up being like Izzy Bands, who sometimes not always against the women, right? He tried to be, he found his sweet spot on how to keep women coming and giving him money. He found his sweet spot. Can't hate on that too much, right? Um, so I figured I'm not gonna talk about him much because I already know. Hey, they got that woman over there. That these two, even the Miss Holly, she used to be on them panels with the men over there. The men call her whores and all kind of shit, right? The ones who, cause she think she gonna be over there, letting them know I'm available, and you could cheat. Oh, leaky. Well, my ice pop. You gave it to me, and I ain't never eat it. Is it melting somewhere? Did I eat it?
No, you're going to get, it's going to get milk.
You see it?
No.
Wait, is there paper in there? I didn't eat that ice pop. You gave it to me though. My mom talking her butt off. She may have eaten it. Y'all, did y'all hear me sucking on ice pop? I did. Mickey, you came and took my ice pop? No?
I already ate mine.
Is mine in that? Open that. Wait, tilt the trash. Y'all, he gave me a whole. Oh, I think I ate it. Is that it? That's a damn shame, y'all. I'm over here running my mouth. I can't remember if I ate ice pop.
I found Play-Doh.
Yeah, that's your plate. You can have it.
Okay.
Wait a minute, y'all. Mickey came here. Y'all, I got all this sewing stuff around me. That's why my area is kind of like in a ramble right here. Where I would have said it. I don't see it, and I don't remember. Is my lips blue or red? Do it look like I ate an ice pop? No?
No, it's
No?
white. It's white.
It's white? Oh, hell no. I got an ice pop around here melting. I don't see it. Oh, here go it. Here go it. You can eat it or put it in the refrigerator for it. Let it get hard again. I found it sitting on my bed. Wait, Linky, the stick at the bottom. Open it from that end. Yeah, from that end. You gonna eat it?
Um,
You're not gonna eat it? Well, go put it in the freezer. Don't open it. Just put it. Yeah, go put it in the freezer. And my mom gonna eat it when it get hard again. That's crazy, y'all. Hey, Travel One, how you doing? Reese in the house. We got my sister came in. What she had? Queen of Cali came in for a minute. Girl, I knew I didn't remember eating. I remember him giving it to me, and then I set it down. And then the only reason I remembered because he walked in just now, and I was like, "Oh, last time he gave me an ice pop." And I love those. You know the ones that's red, white, and blue. I think they call it like a bomb, or something bomb. And I liked them since I was a kid. They used to be much bigger when I was a kid, y'all. And every time the ice cream man would come, that's the one I would buy. Okay, I loved it so much. Now it has changed. It doesn't taste the same, but they're still good. And they so tiny right now. It didn't melt all the way, but it was soft. And anyway, so the thing about the Manosphere, I got off their necks because I felt like, hey, they falling off. If the women would just let I mean, let it go, then they'll fall off. I'm talking about the Black Manosphere. I don't, okay. The black men started floating their way over there to other over there to the Manosphere. Those men end up kicking them out eventually. If the black man has any pride, because them white people over there, and I'm telling you, the language that they use sometimes when it slip out, and them black men be over there, yeah, that's right. And he want to be like he's a different nigga. He's a different black man. He's a different black person. He's a different, which he may be, and yet not to them though, because they think when they speaking as if all of us are the same. That's when we talk about we not a monolith. We don't have to tell that to ourselves because we all know that. The ones who don't know that is other people, right? When these black men get on these panels over there, like about over there when Sharon had his channel and everything, they would get up, we're not a monolith, we're not a monolith, we're not a monolith. What you telling that to us for? Go teach that to your white friends who think otherwise. Mm. Oh yeah, the firecracker, that's what they call it now. It used to be called the bomb and the rocket. I've seen that name too. I like that. Now all three of them flavors taste the same. I think. I'm not even sure. I don't think they taste differently. Just different colors. Let me. Anyway, I decided to back off them. When I backed off them, I had no more. I really don't have nothing else to talk about, right? I don't want to really be in no beef, right? Not. I don't want to purposely start beef and do that every day. And I don't really look at, even though I do keep up with the hot topics and things. I don't really want to talk about that too much. And other people used to come up and bring up those topics. Like my sister Shazay, or if somebody else was up here who say, "Hey, Mom, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that?" And then we start talking about that. But I'm not really that type of person who look at. I like to live in the world. even though I'm in stores a lot. It's still really look, I'll look at the news. I want to see what's going on in the news lately without politics, because that's very important. And I say, but anyway, I'm getting besides the point. The point is I backed away. I, I purposely backed away. Okay. And now I keep saying, if I go after those men, because we have some newer men and they trying to bring shit back up. They talking about shit that they don't know nothing about. And then they always got some woman right there supportive of them, right? Um, it's a few of them. I'm not gonna mention no name. Well, I may mention names. Okay, I gotta stop lying and saying I ain't gonna mention no names and not end up mentioning names. But these women are cuckoo. And look, I always say women are beautiful. We got lots of beautiful women on this piece, man. I really haven't seen too many um women who aren't beautiful. But what tripped me out is that even the ones I think Reese was over there, right? I'm about to say something. Now Reese gonna know what I'm talking about, and those who were there, right? Did you see when somebody was on that panel, right? She really was. She do come up there to be messy because I had said something, and I was talking to the men, right? I'm usually always talking to the men. Even when I start talking about a little bit about women, it's generally about the men and the women who surrounded them to protect them and shit like that, right? Anyway, um, she got up there and she was like, "That's a lie," and then she mentioned my name. But before she could really say what she wanted to say, Sherry said something, right? Now I don't know. Sherry is now you know Sherry fucking drunk. She a drunk too. These motherfucking women be shameful and shit. But anyway, so we going back and forth. But the thing is, they like to talk about looks. Did you see when old girl said, "Turn your camera on, turn your cam." I don't know why they do that. Really, I really just think like turning your camera on. They know most of us not gonna turn. If I don't turn my camera on, I don't turn my camera on. And so I think they know that about me now. So they'll be like, "Turn your camera on." Bitch, for what? Right? She told that to Sherry. She told Sherry to turn her camera on. And Sherry fucking turned the camera on, y'all. And then while she turned her camera on before she could see her camera, she like, "You probably fat and you probably this, that, and the third." Sherry turns her camera on and Sherry looks better than she does. And that was an ultimate fucking fail. Like Sherry is 60. Young lady, you still in your fucking 20s. How you still in your 20s looking like Sherry? Sherry is older than I am. Sherry's not fat. Why do when women attack women, we go straight for the looks? That's ridiculous. I never call that girl ugly. In fact, I said she's beautiful, right? People, and then sometime when I be mentioning how beautiful I am, right? Well, of course, I'm a person, bitch. What you think I'm gonna sit around saying that I'm ugly, right? I may not be beautiful to other motherfucking people. I'm okay with that. But I got a right to call myself beautiful too. If I could call other people beautiful, I could call myself beautiful. And then I don't know why some of the women be thinking I'm competing against other women. I'm not, bitch. Just because I said I'm beautiful don't mean I'm competing against other women. It just means that, bitch, I could be beautiful too, right? That's, Reese, in the hell, old girl look as old as Sherry. Y'all know that's and that was a. And then old girl got mad at me because Sherry had said something. She said something like, "Looking like you got two permanent black eyes." And I had repeated with Sherry. I said Sherry took her out with this line, and I typed the line. Now old girl know that when she read my comment, she know what she read, but then she want to come after me after she took that L from Sherry. Ain't no goddamn way. You should be 20 something, early 30s, and you would have called a whole 60-year-old out which you shouldn't have done anyway, on her fucking looks. And then when Sherry turns on her cam, stands up, she's small as you, if not smaller. You're about the same size. And then on top of that, Sherry put the cam up to her face, and she looked like she's Sherry's age. That's crazy. Man, I need to go clip that shit right there, baby. And the thing is, old girl is a fucking mammy. She's not a pick me, she's a mammy, right? And the reason she's a mammy is because she has attacked women just because the women are she said she don't like because she tried to claim that she was talking only to damn, what's her name? PhD Diva. She claimed that she came up there talking to PhD and I got it wrong. That's a lie. She came up there, me and PhD was up there, and we were going after, the men. Like, PhD, she talks about the education and things. She get in depth, right? Because she's smart. She's smart. Um, I come, and usually when I'm attacking them, it be on some funny shit, it be on some crazy shit. And sometimes, it depends on the topic. I'll correct them also, but PhD is at another level, right? I had no problem with that because she is, right? Anyway, we was talking, and she comes up there to tell us that we should be ashamed of ourselves speaking to the men that way. And she didn't say you PhD, she said y'all, and she was talking about both of us. So that's how that got off, right? And then of course, she said something about me and Bomb Cherry. You should be ashamed of it. Da, 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 da. And then I attacked her back, right? Started talking, mentioning that how she used to chase after JP. She was trying to give him that pussy too. Listen, when I say there was quite a few women lined up to give JP that pussy, I ain't lying. I ain't lying. Okay, and so I go to mention that girl, you just met, and I think because JP was up there earlier, and JP and PhD but don't get along no more. So they was going. So she threw JP. That's what happened too. She threw JP at PhD. She kind of mentioned that, and that's when I mentioned, girl, you just jealous because you when PhD was over there helping JP with his channel. That's when she was throwing JP that pussy. She was trying to get PhD was spot, right? She was trying to get PhD was spot. Um, and anyway, she didn't say. Then she comes at me, Bomb. I never know we had no problem, bitch. We ain't had no problem till you come up here, um, mammying for these niggas and want to attack me, right? Even if you want to attack PhD, I'm up here with PhD, and bitch, you attacking me and her, and bitch, I'm coming for you. What the hell? I shit. He's on what? He's on his channel or over there by her. Cause look, JP, they were trying to get JP's penis. Okay, they was over there. I don't look. They was trying to get JP. JP was over there by. I knew him when he was called James. Okay, his name used to be James on here. Some of us know y'all. You used to be over there by Nile and them. So we all knew. Like when I first heard his voice and some of the shit he was saying over there by Fight Club, I was like, wait, you know, I recognize this person. Um, and even me and JP used to go back and forth. Like I didn't know these men; they didn't really know me, and like that. And we was on Fight Club. Fuck it. To me, Fight Club was fun. That's all it was. Um, but anyway, some of the women, they I guess they feel like they got to take some of these men's sides, and if they take the men's side, then they think they're gonna get a come up. But these men's not there to give them no come up, right? That's the only thing I give what his name credit for. Anton Daniels is Anton Daniels looked and see who could be a moneymaker for him, and he gave them and offered them a job. he offered JP a job, right? He and with that job came money. He absolutely gave him the money to start and then equipment. And he was like, so he picked JP and a few others, and them men got mad. But the women, some of the women looked at that and they're like, yeah. And so they see that, okay, Anton on your side. Oh, you can make money. And then they be wanting to offer their pussy. Or they just like the way he is. They like those type of men, right? They like those type of men. Um, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it is what it is. And I don't know. They be denying it. Okay. They be wanting, and Robin Emma, she mad at me. I don't get no fucks. I don't know her. Like, I don't even know if that's a black woman. We don't know nothing about her. But what I do know is what I ain't got to lie on no bitch that I'm watching and seeing what she was doing. Right. And do I know she want to give him that pussy or not? Ah, she was right there, baby. Okay. I don't know if she ever hit him up in the back. I can't say. But I know she messy than a motherfucker. She want to be messy in the chat. She'll jump on women. She'll jump on men. And why when I jump on her, why is it a fucking problem? Don't cry, bitch. Girl, you all in the chat jumping on people. I got in the chat and I jumped on you a little bit. I I feel like he used to use a fake pic when he first went to Nyla's, or maybe he just looked different. I don't even know if he had a pic when he was over there on Nyla, because I'm trying to. I think he did look different too. Oh, didn't he have dreads? Now I can't remember. I'm trying to remember what he looked like. If he had a picture up, or if he had, just a avatar. But back then the pictures were so small. Remember, because we always on. It wasn't StreamYards. It was called something else, and there would be so many people up there by Nala. Could barely see pictures. Like my picture come big because of I use a program that didn't transmit and put my picture real big. But I remember when he was over there, man. I don't even think I was getting on the panels because he would be up there when they first got here. And when I was over there, I was going after the Manosphere, and there was some people I used to go after, like uh Obsidian and Kevin Samuels was a nobody. He would come over and speak, and everybody would give him attention, like as if he's somebody. And then I would shit on that nigga. Fuck this nigga. Go sit your ass down somewhere, nigga. Don't nobody know you like that. Go sell some clothes. And but I remember when Taz and Nine and them first came over, man. Um, that shit was crazy. I think they just changed their channel again. I think they keep deleting them, and then I don't know if they keep giving it back to them or not. But once you get haters on here, and once they delete you, uh, it's hard to come back. You know. But they deleted, and Sharon needs to try to get his channel back because I think like a month ago, YouTube made some changes and they removed a lot of people's channels. I'm talking about even big people in other areas. And what they said was that if their numbers looked weird, they wouldn't tell them exactly what the problem was. So you had to try to figure it out. And the problem was what they was claiming is that they said something about fake numbers, like as if you had like as if you bought people watching. But Sharon was getting bigger, and he would ask people to share his channel out. So I would, if I share it out over there on my Facebook, then people come over, right? People come over and they'll look at. They'll even I had them where they could even look at it from Facebook, right? Um, and so I didn't do that all the time, but it depends on what the topic was. Depends on if I shared it. So it depends on how I'm wilding out. If I'm wilding out real bad, I ain't gonna share it if I'm up there, because I don't want my family members and my peoples, to be seeing me say certain things. So I'm keeping it 100 real. But if it's a good topic, and we keeping it all good and things like that, then I'll share it. Yeah, he got demonetized, and then he fought it, and then they told him no. But now people are going through the steps and getting their channels back. He didn't lose the channel. He lost the demonetization, but he could get it back. Okay. Now the thing is, I don't know if he be knowing who to believe, because I'll say one thing and these men will say something else. Even JP didn't know who to believe when they accused me of. Remember, they accused me of flashing his channel. What they said I did, what it's called, porn, that I porn bombed him. And I didn't, right? I got up there. I kept saying, "You sure you want me? I don't got on no clothes." Now I set that up. I kept saying I ain't got on no clothes, right? Which I didn't have on no clothes. That don't mean I'm naked, you see? And so what I did was, well, I ain't gotta explain what I did. I did not porn bomb him. I had on a robe just like I normally usually have on. But when I turned on the camera, I said, "You sure?" Right, the camera, I knew exactly what I do. I covered my chest up where you couldn't see my bra at all. You couldn't see nothing, and I purposely aimed it at my neck. So which mean all they saw was skin, right? Before I could raise it up. And they were like, "Oh no, she palm bombed you." Ah, they crazy. And then but they kept saying that for months and months and months, right? Even when we got in the back, when he shut it down, because they told me he should shut it down. So he shut it down. I said, then they were like, "You got to delete it. You got to delete it." First of all, let me be clear about this. When you get palm bomb, and if they saw it, it don't matter if you delete it. That shit don't matter. Remember, I lost the whole channel, but I deleted it right away. I deleted it right away. Okay. So that don't matter. But I did not palm bomb him. Um, it's crazy. It's crazy. He had that Rasta hat on, and he looked older. Okay, yeah, remember because he used to have dreads, right? Yeah, he did have dreads. I think when he was over there by Fight Club too, he had his dreads. He even had his dreads when he started his channel. I think he cut his dreads off like last year, but he did look older. He looked older, or we just assumed he was older because the way he was speaking and shit. I'm not sure. I wasn't. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't paying attention. Like when the men start talking negatively about women, I be like, I can't. It don't matter who it is, even if it's somebody I like. That's the only way I can continue to like them, right? I can't listen to that shit, and I gotta go. Gotta go about my business, and I mean, and that's when I disappear. If y'all don't see me texting in the chat, then I'm gone. Okay, you may have seen me in the beginning say hi to everybody, and after that, I'm gone, baby. I'm gone. If I'm not on the panel, I'm gone. And so yesterday when I came over there by Dr. DJ Witch Doctor, I was over there by JP, and he had some woman up there, and she was like, "Hey, don't go down this route because you talk bad about women." And she explained how she met him years on Facebook and how he talked bad about women. So she went into that. And she was just kind of saying, "Hey, just don't go down that route right now. I don't want to, don't go down that route." And then he wanted to go back in time and talk about, "Yeah, I used to do this and do that." He wasn't listening to what she was saying. Then she wasn't listening to what he was saying. And then I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And then I came over there about DJ Witch Doctor. And then Sherry up there drunker than a motherfucker. I wanted to sew, y'all. What's wrong with being a sugar mom? That's the fastest way to get a man. Get a man to be my son. Hey, King Pix, how you doing? So I'm supposed to put out money to get a man. I be goddamn. Ain't gonna never be me, baby. It ain't gonna be me. It's not gonna be me. I'm never putting out no money to get no man. Well, I ain't gonna say never. Let's say if I'm in my 80s, shit, let me put it even sooner than that, because it could be sooner. Let me put myself in the 60s, and I want me a 45-year-old or some shit like that. I don't know why, because 45, they shit don't be working no better than the 60-year-old men, okay? Look, these men shit fall off soon as hell, y'all. Don't look. Me too, Bomb. I just started a little while ago, and now I gotta go to the store. Yeah, I know what you mean. Um, I I look. I be try. I don't see because if I say certain things, people, hubby might think I'm talking about him, right? I'm talking about men in general, okay? And I gotta be sensitive that I do have a husband, and you know, and just like he would have to be sensitive that he do have a wife, right? If my husband was online talking about black women this, black women that, black women, I would never sit to the side and think that he's not talking about me because I am a black woman, and I've never thought that I'm a different type of black woman. You know what I mean? That he's not talking about. Hell nah. Like I am, we all are different. So my husband is smart. He's not, my husband is an educated man, okay? Um, so I know if he was doing that, I know that he would be talking, he may not be talking about me in particular, like he would think that he could talk. I don't know what make him think he could talk about other women. Cause I'm not unless I was the type of woman who'd be like, yeah, baby, these bitches ain't shit. Yeah, these other black women. Now, if I was that type of woman, then I guess he would feel like he could do that. But I'm not that type of woman, so he can't not even talk about women, period. He can't get up here and start talking about women, period. I don't want to hear no shit about white women do this and that. I don't want to hear that. And I don't, like in my household, right? So people wonder why, Bomb, why you use the N word, right? Well, I use the N word because I am making a stern stance against men, black men and niggas, right? Because y'all heard me call white men the N word, right? When they get up here, man, they shit. She said she been girl, I slept off. I don't know what's wrong. They've been working on my medicine for quite some time now. Okay. So before they can up my dosage, they gotta try all kinds of other medicine. So every month I'm going in, they're giving me something new. So I mention that because today, like the medicine, I'm just starting to take it, and I don't know if it's working, right? Because my head is hurting worse than it has ever been. Um, so today though, I woke up. I don't know what time I went to sleep. That might be the problem because I'm not keeping up when I went to sleep. So I may have went to sleep this morning. I can't remember when I went to sleep. Okay, anyway. But I woke up when my grandson came in, and so I was getting ready. I was gonna take him to the pool and everything. His dad went and bought him some swim trunk. I was gonna go to the pool and everything with him. And then all of a sudden I got really tired, like tired, like sleepy tired. I said, Leaky, I'm about to get back in the bed. And he said, okay, my mom. And he got in the bed with me, and I went straight to sleep. So I think I think I woke up at 2 and went back to sleep and woke up at 6. But the thing is, now that I think about it, I don't know what time I went to bed. Um, that might be why I woke up at 2 and may have been still tired, or it could be the medicine. So I might just start keeping records to see what this medicine is doing. But that morphine fucked me up for real. My stomach, that's when I had to go to the hospital. It was messing up my stomach. Okay. Um, it was every time I would take that medicine, my stomach would hurt. Anyway, I gotta go through all this bullshit with this medicine stuff. I'm trying to put the link in the chat because I'm not gonna be able. Oh, I was thinking about you recently because of girl, I'd be over here thinking what I'm a soul. Like I want to do a quilt. Well, I do. Like I wanna do a quick quilt. I want to show people how to do a quick quilt, right? How you can make a quilt, make it nice and fast and simple, right? But it won't look like it's simple. Like when you look at it, it'll be like, wow, people wonder how you did it. But it's simple to do. The thing is, I don't I'm a, the only way I'm gonna guess I'm gonna go get some black, maybe black, gray. I could do those type like black, gray, and maybe some white. And I could do a quilt that I will put on my bed. I wanted to do that American flag quilt, but I know I'm not gonna put that shit on my bed. I'm not. And I was thinking if I do black, the American flag on one side and do all black on the back side, I could do that. But mm, I, I'm trying to. I really want to do sewing. I'm trying to really stay away from the bull crap and stuff like that. I'd rather do some sewing stuff, you know. Um, and I think about you all the time because I know you say you sewing and stuff like that. And I was like, maybe we could do really a sew along for real. Let people either buy, get their patterns, or maybe we all choose a pattern and everybody and we go through it together. That's what alive is good where everybody can be doing it on their end. I'm doing it on my end. And then if anybody got any questions or problem, they could come up on the panel and they can say, hey, Bob, how you do this? And I can show y'all slowly. Or the drafting of a pattern. Remember, I was talking about that the other day. And that is really what I really want to share people how to draft your own patterns because it's gonna fit you better and things like that, you know. Yeah, that gingham is I heard gingham is hot. Remember I made a couple of gingham bags and you could do like you a gingham skirt or and a halter top, girl. Cause you got one of them bodies, girl. Look, if I was shaped like you, like tall and thin, girl, hell yeah. Okay. when you ready to cut, when you ready to cut, call me. I told you that. But you be doing the opposite of what I told you. I said, hey, when you ready, I said, call me and then text me, right? But you be texting me. And then by the time I get the text, because I do get the text, right? But by the time I get it, like the day when you told me you was gonna call me the next day, I got that late in the middle of the night. And then I waited for you to call me. But I think that's when everything happened in your area in LA. But I was waiting for your call, right? And the only you ain't gotta talk to me when you call me. The reason I said call is so the phone can ring. And if the phone ring, then I know that even if I don't answer right then and there, right? I know that I gotta go look and see who called me. So eventually I will go look. And then if I don't see it, like if you didn't leave a message, then what I would do is go and look for anything, right? I'll see that you text me. Because hubby had to come up here. You didn't see when he came up here asking me where my phone was. He be texting me and shit. I don't be knowing it until days later. I'd be like, oh, baby, I didn't know you texting me. Okay. Because when I'm in the house, first of all, nobody calls or texts me unless it's my kids, or family members. And shit, if they're in the house, I figure they'll come their asses downstairs or they know to call me. Everybody know they need to call me. Okay, because I turned off notifications. I don't get no notifications on my phone. Okay, yeah, unless you call. Diddy twin daughter wore gingham a skirt outfit in court. I'm about to check it out. I saw somebody. She made the halter top with the skirt, and she had a little bag too. And I was like, damn, right? I was like, that's cute as hell. That's cute as hell. Um, Hobby Lobby got some good fabrics. They got gingham. Um, yeah, and it wasn't that bad of a price. But you in LA, you close to LA, your stuff gonna be uh fire and a better price. I saw this woman, she went to a store. Was it in LA? I'm not sure. It was a store that's about to close. I think she was in another state. But she went to a fabric store, like an actual fabric store, and she was walking around and she showed prices, and I was like, God, you know, did you know in Joann's? Well, you probably do. I'm not sure if you ever went to Joanne. Did you know that when it comes to making clothes, the apparel fabrics was no cheaper than like 16.99 a yard? 16.99 a yard. Now when you got a coupon, then of course you could get it cheaper, right? If I got a 40% off or 50, even when I got a 50% off, I'd be in that goddamn store. But even when I got a 50% off, that only included one cut. It's so fucked up. I wish I could have went in there and just got multiple cuts, and you still use my 50% off, but you can only use one coupon with one cut. That means if I got 1 yard of this and a yard of that and yard of that, I can only use that coupon for one of those things. I'm like, damn. Hey, Jones and More, how you doing? Um, let me go see. Let me go see. No, I ain't been looking at the Diddy trial because it started confusing me. Well, first of all, I never looked at it because they didn't have it on TV. But I was following somebody who was putting out information, right? But then something happened. I don't even know if it's the same channel. It may have been another one. And I realized these motherfuckers was making up shit. So I don't even know what's true, what's not true. They using AI. And see, that's the thing about the fucking internet. Okay. Remember I said you never know who's telling the truth or not. You gotta take everything with a grain of salt. But now we had active people taking information and then adding their own information on it, twisting it all up. And then I'm like, okay, I'm sharing shit that I'm getting from others, right? Because y'all know I'm not at the Diddy trial. So that means I'm getting it from somebody else and I'm sharing it. But suppose what I'm sharing isn't true. No, I know Diddy did that shit. Diddy did it. Now it depends on what we talking about. Like what do I think he's guilty of, and I think that grown folks agreed to do. He's guilty on the trafficking thing because trafficking simply means if ooh, wow, that's big. That's from Wawa? Yeah. Oh, maybe my mind's big. That's as big as the one I had before. Thank you, baby. You need something? No. Okay. What time you coming? You good? What time you coming up? About 11? Yeah. 1:30? Okay, call. Let me know when you coming up. We can shower. Okay. I got to do my wifely duties, y'all. I got to do my wife. I'm gonna start having to put it on a schedule. Look, when you get older like me, y'all, I know it sounds bad as shit when you get older though. It becomes like you just got to put it on the schedule and then hope everything go right. Oh, his end and my end. Look, Reese, girl, when you go, I think you first of all you can make money doing it. I definitely will pay, right? If you gonna go buy me some fabric, like I'll give you the money to buy so you don't have to come out of your pocket to buy it, sell it. Or if you like, so there's a couple of ways you could do it, right? You can go and you can let people see what they want, and then you let them know, look, it's a $2 upcharge. Say so if I see something that's $4.99, I know I'm gonna have to give you $6.99 each time I get a cut of something, you know what I mean? And then I gotta pay my shipping, my shit to come. Or you can see what you think that people will want. Cause this is how you see some nice fabric that you know that will sell. And then you buy it and then you sell it per yard. You know how much you want per yard. And shit, I'll definitely buy some fabric from you though. Okay. I'll definitely buy some fabric for you. It'll be worth your. Um, do you mind if I ask how old I am? A woman of age, King Pix, but I am 55, baby. Put the link in if you want to come up. But I'm 55 and I'm married. We've been married 35 years. And um I am going through menopause. Okay. I'm not embarrassed to say that because I'm trying to keep it as real as I can. Okay. And I have hot flashes. They are lessening now. They're not nowhere near as much as they were. So Seems like it's been like a few months now where they have lessened, but I've been going through them for a while now. I think a couple of years. It's been about 3 years, right? And yeah, and the only reason I'm going, I did have a partial hysterectomy years ago, maybe about it had to have been about 6 years ago when I had the hysterectomy. I think it was before COVID, maybe 2, 3 years before COVID. So that's about 8 years. When you figure it out, sis, because you in a great area where you could get deals. You can absolutely start like a little store from home where you have the access to the internet, and they got people all over the country who would love. I'm telling you, people like myself who can't come to LA, but would definitely like to be purchasing some shit from from there. You could even call yourself, they used to have something, and it may still, a person who was a personal shopper. You can rent yourself out. I know it sounds bad the way I say rent yourself out, but as a personal shopper, you be like, I'm in the LA area and I go to the fabric district twice a month. And for those who would like to, huh?
Guess what daddy gave me?
What he gave you, baby?
He gave me a candy.
Oh, okay.
It's for maintenance for going too fast.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's what he been giving you? Oh no. Okay. Okay, baby. I'm about to talk to my son, y'all. You got a bathroom? What percentage you got?
4.
4%? It's gonna die while you're in the bathroom. You want to take my phone with you? Or you want this one too? You can bring both of them. Or you want my phone? Okay, go ahead.
Your phone.
You want my phone? Okay, because that your tablet gonna die while you sitting on that toilet. Here. Uh-oh. Oops. I hit something.
It didn't break.
It didn't break? Okay. You could
Just
take
leaned it on it.
Okay, you can bring the phone and your iPad, okay? And when your iPad die, you can use my phone. Like, yo, he gonna sit on the toilet. iPad. He's gonna- I'm about to talk to my son. Okay, man. Call me if you need me, okay? Okay. Close the door all the way. I don't want to smell you. Ooh, Lord. What I was about to say, no, about my grandson. Oh, my son, he just told me, look what daddy gave me. And he said a candy, and looked at it, and he said, yes, to help me go to sleep. So he's giving my grandson melatonin, which he's too young for that. But it's it's like in a candy form, right? Like a lemon drop kind of thing, I guess. That's yeah. I don't think that yeah. Now my son used to be on melatonin when he was young, but he was a teenager. He couldn't go to sleep, and I think he's too young. I'm gonna talk to him. Yeah, because since Joanne's closed, a lot of people need it. Yes, they do. Oh, yeah, okay. Let me find the link. Let me find the link. I'm sorry. Let me grab it real quick. Because I tried to paste it earlier, but it wouldn't. That mean I gotta grab. Zoom not doing like it used to. It used to give it to me as soon as I created the Zoom, it would automatically pop. There we go. Wait, what's going on? Now they're telling me about new chat. Direct message someone or start group chats with two or more. Man, okay. And I ended the chat accidentally last time I was up here. Remember, I was talking about drafting, and I was about to crack a joke about how my I have to borrow inches from my front to give it to my back. I'm like, yeah, my ass so big. I gotta borrow material from the front to give it to the back. And and I hit an X because I was trying to exit the share, and I exit the whole Zoom. They done made a whole big change. And right now I can't even find the bottom. of the damn thing. There we go. Okay. Just be disappearing. Copy the invite link. I was rambling. Um, what is that? Uh, okay. Here we go. Because I would definitely love me some fabric. Okay. Joanne's clothes. Hobby Lobby have a little area. It's not too bad. They price is not too bad, but um, and then they say Michael's. So Michael's have some good fabrics if you like kids fabric. So if you like the or not kids fabric, licensed fabric. So they have a lot of cartoons, characters, and things like that. And but they don't have much of nothing for clothing. If you make clothing, if you make quilts, they do have quilting cotton, which is called broadband, by the way. You can make clothes with that fabric. Um, it's just a woven fabric. The quilting cotton is a little stiffer, but it does soften through time. And you can make some clothes with quilting cotton. I had to do some research on that because they kept calling it quilt cotton. I was like, what the hell is quilt cotton? What kind of fabric is it? Right? Um, and so I had to look it up to see exactly what it was. Let me see. But I have a couple of strips of fabric ready to make some blocks, quote blocks that I want to test. But um, just so I could be sewing something because I really don't have. Like I have a stash of fabrics to make clothing, but I don't have nothing in mind. Like I was when I bought the fabrics, it was mostly for my grandson when he was born and his sister, right? And but his sister, she's older. If I could make some things for her, it'd be so cute. But she don't live here anymore, and I don't have really have access to her like that. Yeah, they say Michael's taking over, but that shit ain't got nothing in there, girl. They ain't got hardly nothing in there. And I don't trust buying fabric on the internet. I have purchased some fabric on the internet, and because I got to learn more about fabrics. Because we used to go in the store and touching it. I purchased some different type of fabrics, right? From the fabric warehouse direct F is it FWD or something like that. Now I ain't gonna lie, they have some good fabrics depending on what you're making. And I have purchased some good things from with no problem, good pricing. But I never purchased fabric to make clothing from them, except once, and I wasn't happy. But it's not their fault, it's my fault, right? Because I bought some knit fabric from them, and girl, I must have was going cheap or something. I'm not sure, but what I will tell you is the fabric ran like stocking. I made my grandson and his dad a t-shirt with the fabric. It's real lightweight and everything, but I know it's my fault for the run. But there still shouldn't be. It shouldn't be so thin that it runs like stocking, though. Like if you're gonna get a hole in it, cool. But a run in some in a fabric to make clothing. Why would you ever run? So then I bought some more, but I did buy a couple of knits from them. So that knit happened to be real thin and it ran. The other knit that I bought from them is thicker. Um, yeah. What advice would you give a young player like myself in his 20s? King pick, since you're in your 20s, I would say be nice to yourself and to any woman friend. If you're into women, right? This is 2025, baby. If you're gonna play the field, because you called yourself a player, not me, right? Then let them kind of be honest with the women. Like, don't lie and tell her that you're gonna marry her. Don't start telling her you want her to have your baby, because we take that to heart when we're young, right? When a man tell a woman she want to have a baby, while they're intimate and things like that, she take that to mean more than that, right? Like you saying you want to be committed to her. Now we finding that you men don't really mean that. You know, there's a couple of different type of men who say things like that, and y'all have different meaning to it. Like Rude said that when a man gets a woman pregnant, he trying to lock her down, make her ass sit down, and he gonna always think he gonna have access to her. Now I know he know that that's not true because most of these men who got baby mothers, they no longer have no access to her sexually. These men are lied on in this area, and they start claiming, oh yeah, the baby daddy can always get sex from her. That's not true. Right? Okay, maybe when they're younger and shit like that, but there's a lot of women who never will be with their baby daddy again in that manner ever. Okay, but men thought, oh, that's my baby mama, so I'm always be able to get sex from her. And some men thought that's the way they can always get sex from women, right? Let me give her a baby, but it come with other things, right? He wasn't thinking because he was young, thinking with his penis. He wasn't thinking, yeah, I might always be able to say that's my baby mama, but now I got this baby I gotta feed, so now I gotta be some child support, right? So, so what I would say is just be respectful of yourself, like care for yourself, treat yourself nice, and treat the women who deal with you nice. Any woman who deal with you, and you deal with her, treat her the way you want her to treat you, and that's what I would. That's the only thing I could share and be strictly honest. I don't know much about your life. I don't know much about who the women you will be dealing with. I think that's simple, right? Do unto others as you want them to do to you. If you don't want nobody to hurt you, don't hurt them on purpose. Sometimes hurting people is just something we do, right? Because you might deal with someone and then y'all might realize y'all not really meant for each other. That in itself could be painful. So, but that's all I can say. That's all I can say. Okay. I'm not against men and I'm definitely am not against women. I think relationships, um, we need to be you know, we need to be we need to be honest with one another. And you being honest don't mean you have to be mean about it. Some people like I keep it real and they just be like, I'm just here to F you. Like you must what kind of if a man ever told me, yeah, I just want sex from you, I wouldn't be against that. I wouldn't have been against that if depending on how he said it, you know. Shit. They got music that tell you, just wanna, I just wanna. So there's music like that. It gets you in the mood. You be like, yeah, but don't be leaving me with no packages though. Don't leave me with no diseases and no babies. Okay, don't leave me because now if you want to be part of the rotation, if you tell a woman you want to be part of the rotation, I don't know what kind of woman would deal with that. Why you gotta even mention the rotation? If you're dealing with a woman, you deal with her at her terms, only her when you with her, right? Now when you leave her, whoever you with, that's another woman. You deal with her. But if you're telling women I want you in my rotation, man, there gonna be some women who might rock with that. There gonna be most women not gonna rock with that. You that sounds like a whole rotation of diseases. You sound like you're trying to share. You want to share what other people got with me. Oh no. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to share no diseases, baby. And let me tell you, they got a lot of diseases out there. Y'all generation don't speak about it. I don't know because these pharmaceutical companies don't want you to talk about it because we could have eradicated HIV. We could have eradicated HIV. The rest of them, I think we couldn't eradicate those because they spread so fast and so simple. HIV though could have been eradicated a long time ago, right? Um, when there wasn't that many people with it. It was a lot of people with it, but not enough. It was enough people where through medication and stuff like that, and them knowing, hey, um, don't sleep with others. You know what I mean? Most people would have protected themselves and their partner, but these people wasn't putting out those type of messages. Okay, it seemed like it was gone. My generation is scared of HIV. Shit. Okay, I'm scared. I'm scared as hell, baby. I used to think if I caught HIV, I'm well to die. That's how I used to think when I was like a young lady, because like back then you couldn't have children, right? A woman couldn't have a child because the child would be HIV positive. That's what they thought anyway. Remember, they disproven a lot of things since then. Like now, a woman can have a baby. I'm not sure if she have to have a cesarean section or not. Like I don't know the particulars, but she can't. Long as she don't breastfeed, then the baby won't have it. Okay. Um, they know that now, but back then they didn't. Back then they thought you could catch it by eating from somebody with it. Like, you know, but so when I thought, I was like, if I get it, I ain't gonna be able to have no family. I ain't gonna be able to have no man. Like I ain't gonna be able to, you know what I mean, be with nobody. And so be like, what the fuck I'm gonna be on earth for? Just working every day, struggling every day. I think I would end it myself. I would finish her. That was my thinking back then, though. That was way back. And plus, the way when you saw how people died from it, it was horrific. You know, um, they were like thin in bones. It was like they barely had skin on their bone. We have come such a long, long, long way from that. But the pharmaceutical company will be okay if everybody was HIV positive because they make millions, if not trillions of dollars, right? So it's really up to us as individuals to share and start telling and let people know, hey, they got diseases out here. You got to be careful. It used to be all on the news, commercials. Even I don't even see the well, I don't look at commercials, so I got to think about that. Since I don't really look at commercials, they may be having commercials. Um, but I personally haven't seen a commercial where even the latex company used to be like, they used to have more commercials on TV. Um, see, they used to have places where you could get a condom for free. They used to be giving them out and letting everybody know you could come get some free condoms. But yeah. Anyway, I did put the link in, didn't I? Let me post it. I'm not gonna be up here too much longer. I want to eat. But tomorrow, Reese, or later tonight, actually, when hubby go to sleep, because I'll probably be up all night. If you want, I'll come. We could talk about a bitch Todd. Hey, where's that? I didn't even see you here. Let me go up. Let me go up. Let me go up. Let me go up. 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 All right. What is on my phone? Leaky got my phone, sis. He, my. Hey, Peso Man was over here earlier. Looked like you was over here early. Hey, that bitch Todd. I didn't see you. Sorry, y'all. I didn't see y'all. But that was earlier. That's why, because I wasn't in the chat. Let me see. You talking about on my phone? Nikki got my phone. He's in the bathroom. He on the toilet, girl. He on the toilet. You need me? What? Wait a minute. Um, I'm gonna go ask him for it. Oh, I gotta go in the bathroom. Okay. Is it something important? Do I need to go? Let me go check. Let me go check. Hold on. Hmm. Nikki, Mama, can Mama see her phone right quick? Somebody sent her a message. She gonna give it right back to you. Okay?
Can I need something on me?
Oh, okay.
What? What's the I'm done watching.
What is that? Okay, here you go. You finished? No?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna go call you. I'm gonna go call you there. You call you. Okay? And bring some. Hey! Your son needs you. Your son in the bathroom, he needs you. He needs some underwear, he needs you wipe his butt. Yeah, he was there. Yeah. I'm gonna tell him. Your dad said give him 2 minutes, man. Okay? Okay, y'all, we gotta end this. You about to leave? Oh, you was at the store? Okay, well we're gonna talk later. But hey y'all, we going over there. I don't know how to like roll everybody over, but we're gonna go over there by Brownie. Okay, Brownie is live. We're going by Brownie and check out and see what they're talking about over there. Okay. So I'll meet y'all over there. Let me grab the link real quick for those who may not have it, because there might be some new people here who don't know. We it I'm going to be messy, y'all. Messy. We go well, I call it messy. Oh, look like they oh so is they by him or her? Oh Lord, what's that? Yo, wait a minute, I'm gonna share my screen. Y'all give me 1 second, please. One Lord hell Jesus. Before I go over there, let me show y'all what scared the shit out of me. I was like, Lord, okay. Let me show it to y'all. It's just a thumbnail. It's just a thumbnail. Let's share the screen. Do y'all see what I see over there in that corner? Wait, where it went? But it was covered. It was covered. Something was covering it, and all I saw was some titties. Now, what's going on with the titty? Am I not okay? I don't know what it's about. Who is it? Let me see who that is. I am 40, fat, and failing. Well, just because you 40 and fat, that ain't the reason you're failing. Okay, but you need a bra. You need a bra. I'm gonna check that shit out later. It's called Beardo Hard. Wait, Beard does hard. Bear does hard. Bear does hard. Got a whole thumbnail with his titties out. And see, I can't put my titties out. So I got beautiful titties. And I would like to have my titties out. Here's the thing, he can have his titties out. Titty everywhere. Titty everywhere. That ain't right, y'all. That ain't right. It ain't fair, neither. It ain't fair. It ain't fair. Where the nigga nipples at? I'm sorry. We're going over there, but that says Jay Prince. And so it looked like we're going by Jay Prince, or are we going by Brownie? Where is Brownie at? Brownie's over there, but I think Jay Prince might be streaming, restreaming, or whatever they call it. So we're gonna go by Brownie. Let me make sure though. Let me make sure. Titty everywhere. Brownie Ellie. Wait, we gotta see who live. Oh Lord, look at that guy. They got some shit burning over there. Who burning the house down? We going by Brownie, baby. We going over there.
My bad. But
We gonna go by Brownie. Let me copy. And we coming to paste, okay? We coming to paste. There go Brownie, y'all. The bitch tired say, let him loose, let him loose. What's going on, Mel? What's going on, y'all? Yeah, so it looked like they're on both, but Ellie, Brownie, it looked like Brownie is the one hosting it, and JP must be restreaming it. So we gonna go by Brownie though. We gotta go support the girl because she being blamed for some shit. Okay. And but y'all could go by JP. When y'all choose where y'all want to go. Okay. J Prince, I'll give y'all his link too. Let me go grab it. I can't be unfair because they'll be like, see, you with the Sisterhood. You with the Sisterhood. I'm like, y'all know I like both Brownie and JP, right? Some of y'all be like, fine, I don't know why you like that nigga. And I'll be like, I know y'all don't know. But it's all good though. Y'all, I ain't making y'all like people. Y'all not making me like people.
yeah, you didn't want to get in it. Is it true or false that them kids that been at my house more than 4 times trying to live here, and you was telling me to let them live?
Kendra. Yeah. He got that woman by his house who was fussing. They were just fussing yesterday, y'all. They, he was calling her crazy. See, that's what I'm saying. Men, y'all can't call us crazy, but then love us, okay? You just got to say, that's my lover. That's the type of woman I like. That's all. You ain't got to call them no names, okay? Damn, I ain't got no, y'all ain't gave me no link. Y'all ain't gave me no likes. I ain't got nothing but one like that I gave myself. I'll make sure y'all like a sister, okay? Anyway, we going over there, y'all, okay? I thank y'all for coming over, especially you new people. We had a new guy in the chat. I can't see your name right now because I'm not looking. Thank you for coming over, baby. You're always welcome to come and play with us, have fun with us, and joke with us, and have conversations with us. Okay, King Picks. You're always welcome over. Okay, y'all. I'ma end this. Okay. If y'all missed the earliest part of the stream, I didn't even get through all the types of relationships. They got toxic relationships too. That's what we're about to go listen to right now. Bunch of toxic relationship. And let me see what the definition of the toxic relationship is. Can y'all see it? Let me see what it says. We got to read that one out loud. The An unhealthy relationship that harms you emotionally, physically, or psychologically. Okay, if it harms one or both of you, because it could be toxic for both of you. Okay, run, baby, run, get out. Okay, don't stay just because. Yeah, if it's bad, if it's harmful to you, if it's unhealthy. Okay, that's all I got to say. Nothing but positivity, from my end. Unless I'm talking about you. If I talked about you during the stream, I ain't have positivity for you then, but I do in this moment, okay? When I was talking about your ass, you deserve your ass to be talked about. That's all I got to say. And that's it. Okay. And I'm out. And I'll be over there, y'all. I'll be over there.